Welcome back, everyone, to another beautiful, beautiful episode of the Gathering Movement. My name is Bridget Aileen Cisco, and today I have the honor and appreciation and just deep, deep gratitude to be interviewing and sharing space with a fellow sister, Qurban Devi Kaur. So welcome.
Satnam.
Satnam. Satnam. And before we hit the go live button, we both decided that we would love to open this space up by tuning in. So if you are new to the world of Kundalini Yoga or mantra or using your voice, we just invite you now to join with us, even if that's just receiving. So let's just rub our palms together, stimulating the energy in the fingers and the hands, just creating a little bit of heat. And then just pressing the thumbs into the sternum, sitting up nice and tall. Just closing down your eyes for a moment. We always begin a practice with a mantra. And the mantra is Om Namo Gurudev Namo, connecting us to the golden chain of teachers who have come before us and connecting us with the teacher within us all. So I'll just take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And you can join with us now as we breathe in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Breathe in deeply. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Gurudev Namo. Take a deep breath in. Just hold the breath for a moment. And exhale, release. And we'll continue with the Mangalacharan. If you know, please join along or simply receive. Inhale. Ad kare name, jugad kare name, sat kare name, siddhi pradeve name. An kare name, jugad kare name, sat kare name, siddhi pradeve name. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siddhi Pradeve Name. So inhale. Suspend for a moment and just feel the vibration of the mantra within your body. And exhale, release and relax. And Qurban Devi, if you'd like to just share a very simple practice for us to connect to our heart space, let's do that now.
Thank you for tuning us in. Goosebumps. I love tuning in. I don't think that like you and I have tuned in together in that way and I love it. Like it's the tuning in, right? And I love tuning in with new friends, but it's like we're not, right? We're old friends, old sisters, all of that. But I just love tuning into with other people and doing that and hearing, like, you can just feel so much in the energy of the way that someone tunes in, and then to like have them lead you. And I'm so glad that we're here together. And it just got me thinking about like how it's so important that we continue to tune into our hearts. And so I don't know, I meet a lot of people, and I find even more and more like young people. I'm calling you a young person, but who are like, wait, like I might share this with them and they go, oh, I never felt that way. Like, I just kind of, I just get it. I'm not going to say grab, but like they never felt this maybe block on their heart, or this, like, I'm going to like this, like something just in front of their heart, right? That is just, but I don't know if it's more women my age that felt that, as we're like moving from the Piscean age to the Aquarian age, or, I don't know. I don't really know. Like, we can talk about that here. But I know that I felt it, and I know that it was like coming along with me, like ancestrally. And then I felt it a lot when I was younger with experiences I had. And now I am like so thankful that I'm in this space. And this is why I like show up at these interviews to share this, but I have to keep practicing it. So let's just do 3 minutes, because I just did this last night for 11 minutes, and we're not doing 11 minutes. Okay. But if you love this and want to do 11 minutes, we can talk about how we can get together to do that. But let's just do 3 minutes. This is to clear the cobwebs of your heart. Okay. So start with your arms here, and it's like you're a jaguar. Okay. They're like the claws. Okay. Jaguar claws. Open up your heart a little bit, and they're going to come. I'll scoot back so you can see. And it's about reaching up, opening that rib cage, and coming down. Inhaling through the nose as you come up, and they're crossing. And I don't know, honestly, I was trying to see, do they alternate crossing? It doesn't matter. It's about reaching up, inhaling up through the nose, exhaling down. It's not really breath of fire, but it is a deep, powerful breath. I'm going to start the timer. 3 minutes is enough here. We're going to have an experience of this. Don't let them come down. Keep your jaguar claws. Okay, so this is going to work our glands. Our glands can even start to shut down as we close off our hearts. It's not your fault if you closed off your heart, right? We just talked about that before we started. You might have brought this along. I know I brought this along from my, definitely from my mother's side, from my grandmother. Keep going, keep breathing. I know that you want to take your arms down, like past right here. Maybe not. I feel this. I'm like, glands kicking. Start moving this blood around. Circulate it. Open up. Clear out the cobwebs. Like, speaking of my grandmother, my mother tells me that my grandmother died of a broken heart. Okay, let's not have that happen to us. So really, we have these tools and technology now to change this. Okay, we're more than halfway.
Woo-hoo.
Keep up. I know, let the breath do it. Okay, keep reaching up. I know you may not be able to go this high, but feels heavy. It does. Our hearts can feel heavy. Push through this. And don't like push physically through it. Just allow the breath. Allow us together, doing this together, the energy of sisters together, helping to lift your arms. Keep up. Okay, 45 seconds. I am feeling the sweat. I'm feeling alive. Okay. Sometimes, I don't know about you, but it's like that last 15 seconds, I just want to give up, let go. Oh, I feel like I'm pushing against a lot of energy pushing down on me, but I am here. I'm going to stretch higher. Reach up through the tentacles of your heart, higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach up high. Reach. Reach. There's my timer. I'm not even going to turn it on and let the sweat drip down. Reach up. Inhale deep. Hold. Bring the hands near the ears. The arms near the ears. Reach. Squeeze the ears. Exhale. Relax. Oh, I didn't know that we were gonna, I thought we were just gonna sit and talk and interview, but like, we got our sweat on.
Woo! Woo!
Take some breaths here. Ooh, just let all of that clean energy, that literally the cleansing we just did together, moving all of that through our body. Our glands just did a lot of work here. So take a couple more breaths. And just pull in all of that. Let it circulate through your heart. All of that you just cleaned. Let that clearness, let that light right here after the solstice come into our hearts. All around them, from the front, the back, the sides. Then if you need to shake out your arms a little bit.
I know everyone and anyone who just joined us live and who will watch this and experience this is going to feel the connection. And I don't know about you, Qurban Devi, but the reason I love Kundalini Yoga is because we have the experience, right? Where we come back home and we can actually, it's tangible. Instead of it being something outside of ourselves, it becomes part of our experience. It becomes part of who we are, and we realize who we are.
Yeah, when I started doing the yoga, that is the first part. It's like an awakening. And it's literally a heart awakening. I literally can remember times when I could feel it's like the tentacles of my heart just reaching out, going, ooh, I want that. And I don't think that it's a bad thing to want. Like, I feel like me as a woman raising children, giving over of myself over and over and over. And before I even started raising children, right? Just in whatever it was in my work, just giving, all of a sudden to come back and awaken that literally physically through the yoga. And then also on an energetic level through prayer, to then go, oh my gosh. I can think of moments where I felt that. And then to be able to act on it, the courage to act on it, then I had to do a little more yoga to get the courage, right? And then to stay in it, to actually stay in that, in day-to-day stuff that's going down, right? And that's where, for me, the mantra comes in a little bit, where like I may be in my kitchen and like I just have to keep leading from my heart. That's the only way that I know that we're going to have victory, is speaking from my heart. And I get the opportunity to sometimes not do that, to just put that veil in front of it again and close off. But then I know it's not going to turn out even if it's hard and challenging to put it out there, I have to keep speaking from my heart. That is the only way. And I'm saying but I'm just speaking to anybody that's listening. Like, we have to do this in our homes, for ourselves, in our work. And we have traditionally like not been, it's not something that I think has always been accepted. And like, in a way, it's so powerful. There's so much wisdom. It's so strong that it's been a little squelched. And like, dare I say the word, like maybe the patriarchy squelched it a little bit. And I'm not about at all like men, but you know, whatever. Like men felt this too, right? This is like a subtle thing. So when you do the yoga and you do the prayer and you chant the mantras, it's subtle, right? Like it's this subtle grace and power. And you just use all of this yogic technology. Like I signed up today because it's 12/22/2020, and I was like, and it's a Tuesday. So I was like, yeah, let's do that interview that day. And I definitely signed up for that for a reason. And last night I was Googling, I'm not saying I'm a numerologist, but I'm supported by it when I can be. And, you know, the number 2 is about feminine grace and power.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Well, I know that anyone listening can feel in this very subtle yet deep way that your words are beautiful. And now that you've become one of my beautiful teachers in the heart opening program that we are doing together, I realized I don't know where your journey began. And I would love to hear the origins of your yogic path and how you arrived here.
Well, you know, they say in Kundalini yoga, like if you are Kundalinified, okay? Meaning like, I don't know exactly, I'll just speak from my heart with it. It's something where like, if you even come into the auric field of someone doing Kundalini yoga, like it's sort of like becomes an experience of yours. And I love that in that way. But I also know that for me, like I came into some auric fields of some negative things, right? Especially as a woman, because like we have this arc line that goes from nipple to nipple, like with our heart. And we also have from ear to ear, you know, all of this wisdom. And men have it ear to ear, but women have a second one here. This is why I wear this. Like I just, you know, cover this because this is mine. This is mine, and I get to discern when I want to share it. And like now I'm in a place of wisdom where I feel ready. I'm supported by my practice to really share and show up on these interviews. But, you know, when I was younger, and I actually used to be a professional figure skater, and I was like out there at Madison Square Garden and the Spectrum and all of these places. And I realize now as I'm looking back, I'm like, wow, I was really like putting myself out there completely and fully in all of these people. I was maybe even as just a very energetic person, and I didn't have the tools yet, like receiving that into my aura and arc line, and it wasn't real strong. And that kind of just kept tumbling on top of each other until then I even like had some trauma around that, right? Like I was listening to the interview with Abby, and like she was talking about that, and that's real stuff. And so I lived with that for 20 years, but I didn't even know that this trauma had happened because I just buried it so deep in myself just to be protected and safe and to move forward and get in a relationship with my partner of almost 21 years now and raise 3 kids and like do the thing, right? Until by the time my 3rd child came along, it was like, whoa, I cannot keep up this way. So then I found more Kundalini yoga. Honestly, I just went to classes 9 years ago. My youngest is 9 because you could bring your baby with you, and he cried all the time, and the teacher held my baby, and I hated the yoga. Like what we just did, I was like, yuck. Oh my gosh. I just, you know, I was a skater and a dancer, and I wanted to flow, and that's how I thought of yoga. But she held my baby. I kept coming back, and then he got a little too old for that, so I stopped for a while. But then more and more women kept coming into my life. I was like, wow, I really like something about her. It's that something about them, right? Because they're practicing and it's magnetizing in this aura, right? And I mean, also we all have our shit. I'm not saying they're perfect, right? But they kept coming. I was like, ooh, these women, what is it about it? Okay, 5 of them. Like, I was like, oh, they're all Kundalini yoga teachers. Just even here I live in Montana, and it's like less people here and small. And this Kundalini yoga is not like maybe huge like it is in other places, but it's growing. And they found me and I found them. And so they all kept saying, I'd go to their classes, and I think I liked the community part of that. And they kept saying, you should be a teacher. No, I don't want to do that. Like, I have been a classroom teacher of children. I coached people ice skating. I homeschool my kids. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I just liked going to the classes, but then I also hated going to the classes. You know, we talked about that, but I kept going. And finally, I found myself doing 2 things. YouTubing, like, stuff would come up for me in my life, and I would go, ooh, what's Kundalini? What's the meditation for that? What's the Kriya for that? And I would YouTube it and just follow the teachers on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to a class and there wasn't time for the meditation. And I was like, oh, literally my heart was like, oh, what? There's no time for the meditation. I was like, whoa, okay, this is something I need. And so I just joined because, look, I talked about it. Like, my kids were kind of eating me alive. And then I saw the power in this, the grace of this feminine power of this group of women. And so I literally joined the training. Like, I felt like when I called, it was like the divine, like, getting me to dial the phone to call the teacher trainer and say, I want to do this. And I'm going to tell you, like, my training had some bumps along the way. I actually, like, can share this now, and my teacher trainer and I, like, we can laugh about it, and it was just part of it. One moment I got a little kicked out of teacher training, like, just stuff, right? And because your stuff comes up, but I kept coming back. And my name is Qurban, and that's dedication, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, I just kept coming, and literally, like, I was like, no, I mean, I could see the blue just coming out of my mouth. No, I'm supposed to be here. And so that was training. And from there, you know, it's kind of, I keep going, because we have to. And that was just, you know, the awakening of my heart. And then the next time I listened to my heart, I found myself at International Women's Camp with a group of international women doing this yoga, and went to that a couple of years and served there. Oh my gosh, right? Like, that just elevated it. The next time I really listened to my heart with the yoga is I wanted to play the harmonium. And, like, my voice, I'm so glad I found you, Bridget. This is something I'm working with. And it was that same tentacle feeling, like, oh my gosh, I want to play that instrument. And I was watching other people just have no problem with it. And it took me a couple of years. I mean, it took me a little while to get brave enough to be like, I want to learn that. And I do it now. And if I just come and play that, I'm pretending to play it here. This is I think it's in my arc line and doing these things. And if I just chant one note, oh my gosh, right? The harmonium is really, I just think it sounds like heart harmonium. I mean, it just activates that for me. So, you know, I'm just still on the path of this. And so, like, I did not want to become a teacher of this. It wasn't my plan. And one of the students in the class with me said, well, like, how can you not do this now that you have this information and this technology? And I understand that now. I was like, oh, okay. So, to come and do this and do it a little bit like, you know, the conversation under the conversation, because, like, us as women in our hearts, even yoga teachers or teachers of anything, right? Like, I think it's time for us now, as we're entering into this Aquarian age and this old stuff I talked about, and I've just felt myself move through this, is this sacred wisdom that's in our hearts, this yoga that I share, like, to be, to come and, like, to be compensated for it. I think you and I have talked about this a little bit, like, as teachers, that feminine wisdom in our hearts, like, it's not something that we have to hide anymore, where, like, the women who were the medicine women in tribes, like made the little herbs over here and like snuck them to people because maybe they would be called a witch, you know. But like literally now, like us as spiritual women, if that's what you want to call it, whatever you want to call yourself, wherever you are in this journey, like to be compensated, like even really, I'm going to say it in its hardest, spiritual women, but to be compensated with money so that we can take this money and like use it. It's an energy, right? That I feel like maybe I cut off because I'm like, oh, these are feelings. This is my heart. No, this is powerful stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have had this conversation because it's like, imagine the world where more of these women or even men who are connected to their heart, who are connected to truth, who are connected to their truest essence, are being compensated for what they're doing. And they are bringing the ideals and values of truth, of connection to nature, of connection to source, of connection to the land, of connection to each other. That's a beautiful world, you know?
And if we can all come together and like, I'm not saying that everyone, you know, I think the title of this is How to Move Things with Your Heart. And I was sitting with this and I was thinking about my beautiful partner, and he is so good at moving things with his hands. You know, he builds things, he moves the earth.
Yeah.
I met a gal in yoga once sitting next to me, and she explained all these wonderful psychic things that she can do with her mind and like move stuff. And I listened to her, and that's when I looked at her and I was like, I mean, yes, you move things with your mind. You know, some people move things with their hands. And I just looked at her, and it's when it came out, I said, I move things with my heart. Right. And yeah. And it's the prayer. It's the stuff. I mean, we have to keep moving our bodies. Like, right. You can shut that down and like move. And I need to keep up with the yoga. I get that when I start to kind of, everything just here, even the backs of our hearts. But yeah, I move things with my heart. And it's like, are we going to be authentic in that and put it out there and receive others' hearts too, right? It's so beautiful. You know, how do you move things? You know, it's okay. We're all moving things that's in different ways, and to respect one another's ways, and that we can all receive monetarily for that. And, you know, whether it's our hands, our minds, our hearts.
I think I love that this is the title, and I love that this is the question, because what this is really allowing people to do is just to connect with who they are, right? Your husband working with his hands. My husband's really great at working with his hands as well. The woman who can move things with her mind. I move things with my voice. That is my method. It's my channel. And I don't think if we weren't having this conversation today that aha would be there. So I think what you are doing is you're planting the seed within people to move things in whatever way is truest to them.
And to support that, right? To support that. I mean, I will be the first person, I'll take responsibility for the fact that, like, and I think I just brought that up, and it's something I'm working through is, oh yeah, like as a teacher, and we have our hearts, and I was a preschool teacher and felt so connected, but like, why don't preschool teachers make more money?
Yeah.
Right. You know, or as an artist that's making, but they can, I mean, we can. And I think we have to support one another, right? Like, you know, you mentor me in using my voice some, and I'm here on this interview. Like, it's like this is the Aquarian age. Like, we're supporting one another to our highest good.
That's it. That's really it. And when you said to this woman, or when you even came up with this title of How I Move Things with My Heart, what did you want to remind people as they were listening to this interview today? What is your message for them?
I feel like just take the time to listen to it. And it's something that I don't want to use the word work. You know, this isn't work. It's just like we tuned in together at the beginning, like continue to tune in. Awaken this wisdom and yours is different than others, yet it's all the same, right? And then connect with others, practice together, whatever you do to practice. I do Kundalini yoga, but use, your wisdom, your intelligence, join together rather than compete. And if you have this, if the wisdom is in your heart and it's your heart that you're working from, I mean, I would love to support you on that, because I want to just see more of this. I know that for me, finally, like later in my like 30s and 40s, this is what I've been working through, but I see it coming up even younger and younger. And if we can just move through these things and just have these more powerful hearts together, I think it's going to change a lot of things, and that your heart is powerful and it is wise and it is strong. It's not just lovey-dovey emotion thing. I mean, this is, yeah. So don't be afraid of it. Listen to it. Let it rest. All of those things.
What is your favorite, maybe more simple, say someone's listening who has only heard of Kundalini, but they kind of want to dip their toes in the water. Where should they begin? What will help them connect to their hearts?
I think what we did today, that Om Namo Gurudev Namo, and I did a lot of practice early in the morning, all of these things, and I've had like some really amazing experiences around healing my heart. And so, but it's your own vibration, right? It's bringing your hands here. It's tuning in, hearing your voice, your vibration. So maybe it's just putting your hands on your heart and listening to yourself talk.
I found that my hands wanted to be there throughout most of this conversation. I think your presence, our presence speaks beyond the words, right? The presence is so powerful, and your presence allows people to feel comfortable. It gives them the invitation back to the space, because that is the frequency you hold.
Right? Ad Gude Name, Juga Gude Name, Sat Gude Name, Sri Gurudev Name. I chant that in a circle around myself when I do this. And it's not anymore. I used to have a lot of fear. And it's not it's not like it just is a circle of truth. The truth is in your heart. The seeds have been planted there, and now it's so beautiful on this solstice day to be able to or it's the day after, but like now it's getting brighter, longer each day. And like, you can just feel those seeds that you have planted, like just starting to grow out of there. Give it time, but keep practicing, keep showing up, feel that subtleness, whatever your practice is. Should we sat nam together? Let's just try. If you like here with your hands at your heart center, it's nice. You can press your thumbs, notch them up in there. That's nice. You can try it that way, or you can feel it this way. And Sat Nam is our truth. So let's just say it one time together. We'll inhale deep. Sat Nam. Your heart's just going to keep beating. So don't worry. You don't have to work real hard on this.
Yeah.
Just listen to her. Just listen to her.
Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. That's the most beautiful and simple place for someone to also start. You can just repeat this in your mind throughout the day when you are feeling overwhelmed, when you have a challenging conversation, when you are pissed off at someone in traffic, when the cashier is being mean. We just mentally vibrate Sat Nam, the truth. I just want to thank you for bringing this practice and this wisdom and this knowledge to us today and reminding us that this is a practice. We keep up, we continue. This is not about perfection. It's about our own unique connection with the practice, with the mantra, the movement, with the meditation, all of it. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And now if people would like to join your sacred spaces or just connect with you deeper and further, how can they do so?
They can find me on my Facebook profile, Qurban Devi Kaur. And then I just created yesterday on the solstice a Facebook group, Your Aquarian Heart. So it's brand new. And I just today, before I came on here, put a little gift meditation on there about tuning into your own heart teacher. And there's some mantra. So you can check that out if you like it. I think you're going to share the link, Bridget, to the Facebook group. I think you'll have to, join and I'll let you in, just because we're keeping it a sacred heart space, right? To practice in there and come from a place of safety, so we can really tap into those deep seeds of the wisdom of our heart.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've added everything to our description, comments, all that jazz. So everyone should be able to find you and connect with you, Qurban Devi. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I feel like our voices are just more relaxed now too.
They are. Thank you, everyone who has been here and they have been open to receiving this information, this knowledge, this wisdom. So I just thank you all so much for being a part of this larger movement and mission that I have. And I have said this a couple times, but my mission for 2021 is to interview and amplify the voices of over 100 pioneers, way showers, change makers who are here to empower us all to live from our heart space, to really connect with who we truly are. So if you know someone who would be a great fit for the mission, just tag them below and I would be so grateful to be in contact with them. So thank you all so much. And thank you, Qurban Devi. Sat Nam.